Hi everybody, I wanted to show you the girls in their beautiful outfits from Auntie Katie. Don't they look absolutely stunning? Sophie is holding her little sister, Sarah Louise, who looks like a little princess in all this beautiful lace. And this beautiful front to her nightie, or gown as you call them. And what I'll do is I'll just lift her gently. Come on, sweet baby. Come on, sweet baby. There we go. You come and lay down here next to your sister. There she is. And now you can see Sophie in her beautiful sleeper with all those frills on it. She looks divine, doesn't she? Absolutely divine. I absolutely love it, Katie. So, mwah. And a big kiss from my sweet Sophie. Mwah. Big kisses, Auntie Katie. I like my lovely sleeper. And a big kiss from sleeping Sarah Louise. Mwah. I look beautiful too, thank you so much. Look at my little toes poking out at the bottom here. She's got one little foot under and one poking up, and I think she looks totally amazing in that. She looks like a little angel, doesn't she? I think they both look absolutely gorgeous, and I am so grateful, really. Totally grateful for the beautiful things you've sent them, and they smell divine. I don't know how you've got them to smell like that, but they do. They're absolutely beautiful. I hope you can see them okay. It's quite bright in the bedroom today, but I thought this was probably the best place to show you them. And while I'm on, I thought I'd do a tag. This has been bought out by Cloudy Sky. So if you don't know her, pop across and have a look at her channel. She's got some lovely babies. She's a lovely lady, and she started a tag which is to say 3 things that your subscribers don't know about you. Now, you all know quite a lot about me, I think, so it was quite a lot for me to think about, but let me have a little look at Sarah Lou. Actually, I think you all know that I'm from a big family of 9 children, and that I'm number 7, so I'm 7 of 9. I wish I looked like 7 of 9. Debbie will know what I mean by that, won't you, Debbie? But I don't look anything like 7 of 9. But what I didn't tell you was my father was actually the 7th child as well. So I'm actually the 7th child of the 7th child, which means that I'm a little bit psychic, spooky. And actually, some things have happened during my life that I can't explain. I think the first one was when I was a little girl. I remember I was sitting in the sitting room with my parents, and the doorbell went. Well, we didn't have doorbells then, that's a lie. It was the knocker on the door. And my dad said, "Who's that this time of night?" And I just said, "It's Uncle Morris to tell us that Grandad's died." And my dad looked at me and he said, "What?" I said, "It's Uncle Morris to tell us that Grandad's died." And so he went to answer the door, and it was Uncle Morris, and my Grandad had died. So how spooky is that? And I don't know how I knew, but I did. And I do get feelings about people when I'm around them, and I can actually smell sickness and death near people, which isn't very nice, but I'm not going to go into that. But anyway, so that's something you didn't know about me. And something else you don't know about me is, I've written a book, and thank you all so much for buying my book and reading it and leaving me such lovely reviews on Amazon. I'm absolutely amazed that you like it. And any of you that haven't read it, it is still on Amazon. I'll take you over to Sophie while I'm talking about this. But yeah, so you know, I've written a book and now I've published it thanks to all your encouragement. And I taught myself to knit, but what I also did was I taught myself to draw. I've always wanted to be able to draw, and I never could at school. I was hopeless. So one year for my birthday, my son bought me this easel. It's lovely. You just put it up on the table or whatever. And he also bought me this book, How to Draw Anything. And as you can see, I'm at the stage of doing trees. But this was me when I started off. Let it settle down. There it is. This is how they show you to draw to start with, doing all the different contours so that you can get some depth into it. So that's me trying out some things. And that's trying to get some trees into the picture. That's not very good. That was my first attempt. And here as well. Oh, these are quite big, these pads. He also bought me these graphic pencils as well, which was really good of him, my son. And that I was starting to do a bridge, but then I put it all together and I started to do a stone bridge. And then I put everything I'd learned together and I did this, which is trees and a stream going underneath the bridge. And then I was starting to try to draw different types of trees. And I actually think that that tree is quite good. And that's as far as I'd got, I think. I started to do a few trees and mountains. I think that's as far as I got with it, did I? Yes. And then I was ill. And I've never got back to it, but it is something that I have been thinking about getting back to, because let's get back to that picture I did. Because I actually think that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. The gate and everything, and the stream and all the stones in it. So yeah, so I'd like to get back to doing that, but I learned from this book How to Draw Anything, and it's by Mark Linley, and it's very good, and it takes you through it step by step to show you how to do it. So yeah, so I taught myself to draw, and I will try and get back to that someday. I haven't, but I will try to. So that's the second thing you don't know about me. I'll go back to the babies so that you can see them. And the third thing you don't know about me is that I actually died for 2 minutes on the operating table when I was 15 years old. I was having my tonsils out and I died. And it was a weird sensation. I can remember I was floating off and I was feeling really calm and happy, really happy. For the first time in my life, I felt really, really happy. And I could hear this girl crying for her mummy. She was crying. It was heartbreaking. And I was thinking to myself, why doesn't somebody go to her? Why doesn't somebody do anything? This poor girl, she's obviously missing her mum and she wants her mum. Why isn't anybody doing anything? And then I felt this awful thump and I started to come to, and there were tears on my face, and it was me that was crying for her mummy. And that was the weirdest sensation, because I'd heard myself. I was separated from this person. And that is when I started to believe that we all have a soul. Because, I mean, I know not, this is just me. I'm not talking for anybody else, this is just me. But I am convinced that we have a soul, because why would I be able to hear myself? It was definitely two separate things. And I was actually feeling sorry for the girl that was crying. So, yes, that's what made me believe that we all have a soul and that it's separate to anything else, and that soul is a big part of us, but a separate part, a part that looks on perhaps and helps us and guides us. So yeah, so that's the 3 things you didn't know about me: that I am the 7th child of the 7th child, so a little bit psychic, and that I taught myself to draw, or I am in the process of doing that, and that I died for 2 minutes. I hope you all enjoyed listening to that, and please go over to Cloudy Sky and check her channel out and subscribe to her, and please do this tag because it'd be so interesting to hear 3 new things about all my friends out there. So I'm going to get Sophie to say bye-bye in a lovely new sleeper. Then bye-bye aunties and uncles, love you. And little sleeping angel here, little Sarah Lou. Bye-bye aunties and uncles, love you. And a bye-bye from me. Love you ladies.